over to you, Elena, for your case study.
All right. So, hi, Harry. Today, I'd like to present you my case study that I finalized after my Prod MBA program of during the last 8 weeks. I'd like to start. Oh, okay, it's working. I'd like to start with the problem ideation. So at the beginning of the course, we had to come up with 20 problem ideas that we wanted to find a solution for. And one of the ones that I liked the most in my sheet was most school systems do not focus on the real world. Of course, this problem is really wide. So in the end, like after doing a little survey on Instagram within my network, I focused more on the fact that university students in Italy are currently frustrated by not being able to be financially independent. So objective number 1 during the course was to achieve problem market fit by validating the problem that I already stated. And what did I do in order to do this? So first I did this small Instagram survey where I got more than 100 responses on different topics within the entering the real world issue. And I found that finance was a big topic. So then after this, I reached out to people within my network to find who wanted to be interviewed on this topic. And I conducted the first 10 interviews in the first week. I noticed that from a broader view of the problem, there were small single underlying problems. Here, you can have an overview of the different interviews that I conducted. So here are the names and all the notes that I took while interviewing. Then what did I do? I took all the notes and I created, let's say, similar themes. So from different people, I saw which one they had like a similar path and similar problems. And I flipped the problems into opportunities. From here, I managed to create a first product vision and product strategy. I created different versions just to like analyze what better wording would fit with what I wanted to do and what I wanted to address. And in the end, I came up with, we help Italian university students to become financially independent adults with the right toolkit. Objective 2 was to, exactly as I said, create like the first product strategy or minimum viable offer. Minimum viable offer is basically the first, let's say, thing that you put out to the world to see if it actually resonates, like the first problem that you put out on the world to see if it resonates with your audience. In fact, I created the first landing page here. I then changed it many, many times. And then the first survey to send out when people will sign up to the landing page. Objective number 2 was also to create the Blue Ocean Strategy canvas. So to analyze the competition around my solution and see what are the different competitors and how do they address the problem. I took, for example, European initiatives, Italian state initiatives, university platforms, and job board platforms that address the problem of giving more independence to students when it comes to finance. And then I analyzed point per point what I wanted to do, actually, what I wanted to offer myself. And for me, it's very important to offer a product that resonates with the expectations of the students. So expectations equal reality, to offer a diversified offer. So probably jobs and internships, not only in big corporates, but also in, let's say, even medical studios or startups, or the different fields where the students can learn based on their field of studies. Then I wanted to offer a more personalized approach. So giving them guidance when it comes to find the first job or internship and implement the rating system of the companies. Also in objective number 2, we use this great tool for storytelling, which is the product story canvas, or that express the hero's journey. So as in every good movie, we always have the protagonist, which is the hero that has a problem and luckily meets a guide who gives them a plan, calls them to action that ends in success and helps avoid failure. So we always have a transformation of the hero, which in our case is an insecure student that turns to be an ambitious young adult. And this would be like my main goal. As I said, I changed the landing page many times because I don't know why, but expressing myself in Italian sometimes is harder than to do it in English. So if in the first place I created the landing page in Italian, now I changed it to English and I came up with your own independence as soon as possible. Independence that is not only based on money, but also on a career coaching service that helps students to get more self-esteem when it comes to approaching the job market and the real world, guidance through application guidelines, a rating system that helps students to find the job that they really like and the company that they really like, and the talent promotion. In objective number 3, I revisited the landing page, and the objective was to have 10% of the landing page visitors join the beta waiting list, then to carve the first link canvas and strategic roadmap to evaluate value and feasibility of the product, and to map the first customer journey. So here I thought deeper into my solution. Sorry. Okay, here we have an overview of the strategic roadmap on the left and the link canvas on the right. The strategic roadmap, we will evaluate it more towards the end of the presentation. But here I just, together with a colleague in the Prod MBA, I came up with different ideas of what could be the final solution, and then mapped it into an impact effort canvas to see what could be feasible to do in the first place and moving forward. And in the link canvas, I put everything that I had in my mind actually in an organized place. So from the product to the solution that I had in my mind, to the unique value proposition, the unfair advantage that I could have personally, customer segments, key metrics to measure success in the journey. And then I dove deeper into revenue streams and cost structure in case of building this product. I also designed the first customer journey map from which the customer, so the student going through the platform, will then reach the wow moment. So be actually engaged 100% with the product and loving it and wanting to use it more and more. While in objective 4, I had to build the first no-code prototype to get the first feedback from the early adopters and the first signups to the landing page. And also I decided to reach out again to the people that I interviewed at first to find out like what the problem was. So in my discovery calls, I managed to get 7 interviews in the first week, and now I'm gathering more contacts for iteration and learning more and more and more. I plan to have at least like 5 interviewees per week now, and let's see how it goes in the following weeks. Of course, it's summer, so it's not that easy. And then I measured the product market fit score, and actually I got very good feedback on the first prototype, but I have already clear ideas of what I need to do to move forward. So as I said, I gathered the feedback through a survey, and from this survey and from my talk with the interviewees, I found out what needs to be changed and adapted and removed and added to the prototype, and I put all the findings on an impact and effort canvas and decide what I want to move forward with. Here I have a demo video of the prototype. Can I show it quickly, Harry?
Yeah, definitely. Interested to see it. So
I will also skip some parts. Here we have the platform where the student sees the first job offers that are on the platform, sees what the platform is about, so the benefits, career coaching, rating system, and the fact that they should be valued as talents, not as only interns when they join the first companies, and the testimonial. Then what the user would do is search for the location where he or she wants to do the first internship or first job, sees the open positions with company rating and job description. On the side, we have some, let's say, suggestions and the things that concern like working in Milan in this case. And then at the bottom, some basic guidelines for a successful application. So what should be in the CV, if you send it in Italy in this case, what should be in the cover letter and so on. Here, there is the career coaching service. So if the student is not sure whether his CV is right, if it's well done, or has some questions like, where do you think I should find the best job at first? What should be the first field that I need to start with? Can always ask the coaches. And I think this is something that really differentiates my offer. And then here we go to the job application. Very easy to apply. Just a couple of data is required. Sign up, proceed to apply. And then here we have the application documents that are required for this specific application. I'll fast forward to, let's say the user has sent the application. And in the end, he has an overview. This is just the basic dashboard that I designed, but still probably needs to be finished. This is just a basic dashboard with all the job application that he has sent out and the results. This was very quick.
No worries. It looks really good.
Okay, then moving forward, from the feedback, I evaluated what were the most common themes that I had. So on the things that actually the first interviewees liked were the design, the easiness to use the product, and how straightforward it is. You see, like, you go to the page, put the place where you want to work. You want to have a call, you don't want to have a call, just straightforward apply. Things to improve, personalization. So it's good that I implemented the career coaching, as I learned from the interviewees, but I should personalize that offer a bit more. So both from the point of view of who is about the scenes, who is behind the scenes, sorry, and some questions for the student, and wants to put like at least, I don't know, I want to find a job in this location, I want to find a job or an internship, and some more personalized questions. All right, here, the roadmap for the short term. Here are some things that I need to improve, as I just said. So more personalization, cleaner layout when there is the job opening page. And I want to see who is behind the scene. So both the About Us page and the coaches' profiles. What I learned from the calls I had is that it's not that important that the coaches will be like, I don't know, have 25 years of experience and have been worked in a corporate for those 25 years, but more like, I want to learn how people of, let's say, a bit older than me, like 2-3 years older than me, have faced the first internships and first jobs, and how they approach the job market before me. The roadmap in 1-2 years. Here for now, I created a no-code prototype just to test the feedback and whether the value was actually there for the first users. But in a more like, let's say, product strategic aspect, I would like to create a Facebook group where to post educational content and answer FAQs, so create engagement with the audience. Then create a no-code prototype with Bubble, let's say. There will be kind of like Glassdoor for internships, but plus the career coaching. And then in step 3, so maybe in a year or 18 months from now, create a custom prototype, a custom application, sorry. And then I also added that I'd like to work on a learning platform on work-related topics, not only like how to apply, but also talk about personal branding and how to build a CV, how to build a website, how to put yourself out there, let's say. Just to finish, these are my principles in regards to product management. I've been in product for a very recent time, but I think for me it's really important when building a product to always keep it simple, listen more than talk, don't let competitors scare you off, and stay focused on what you're doing and keep doing it. The process that I used in the Prod MBA, but that I'm also using at work, and I feel like it's the right process for product management is so first understand what the problem is, so show empathy to your audience, empathize with them, then ideate a solution using your creativity, validate the offer, so go out to the world with the idea that you have and see if it actually resonates with the audience. Build the first prototype in a week, get feedback, and learn, and then learn from them to iterate, and work smarter, meaning not harder, and invest only once the strategy you have is completely validated.
Awesome. Nice. That was.
No, go ahead.
Okay. No, don't worry. You don't need
it was
to
just my about page.
Yeah. Don't worry, you can keep that up.
Yeah.
Awesome. That was really, really good. Really, really nice presentation, actually. Cool. I'm going to go through feedback specifically on the presentation and then on sort of general comments and next steps. Have you got 10 minutes still? I know we started a little bit late, my fault. Okay, awesome.
Yeah, it's good.
Do you want to go back to the first, let's go to objective 1, and then as I comment, we can just click through. So
By the way, I think while I was scrolling this page, just skipped, but then I explained it like slide per slide.
Oh, I didn't even notice. I didn't.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
It was good.
Okay, I'll go through some quick fire comments. So just click through the pages as I go. So on objective 1, I love how you used Instagram. Actually, I think showed good initiative. A theme that I saw actually throughout was, you're maturing a lot. I think you're understanding the principles, but then going and applying them yourself, as I saw just there with the process as well. So Instagram showed great initiative. Your storytelling was really good at the beginning. You're showing, here's why I did the discovery work. Here's how it led to these insights. And that's, from Instagram, that's why I started doing interviews. And then I got all these learnings. You had a really nice story. Next slide. Clear research. And again, there was a good story there, right? It was clear to me, like, why you're using the themes, how you're grouping themes, why the vision came out as it did. If you go to objective 2, again, this is clear. You explain the MVO. The only comment there would be, it wasn't clear to me why you sort of jump from, and here's now objective 2, rather than, so because we did all this research in the vision, we needed to go and validate it, for example. So that's why my next objective was to validate offer market fit with the following MVO. So it missed that bridge slightly. That's something that's going to come with practice. It did, however, become clear when you talked about the landing page. You sort of said, this is why I did the landing page and why we had the value proposition, etc. I thought it was good. You kept the screenshots, not too many things on here, which is great. It wasn't too crowded. If we go to the blue ocean, excellent. This is really excellent. The definition was crystal clear, which is important because it's a new concept for many people. Excellent definition. Excellent explanation of who the competition was and why. How you analyze what to offer was clear. And it was all even better where you talked about the need for a diversified or a differentiated offer, right? And what those things were. So it was clear to me, great story. Why are we looking at this thing? That's always a question you should be asking yourself, when you're presenting something. And that was great. Next step. So it wasn't that clear to me here. Again, you sort of jumped to things. You said, as part of objective 2, we did the product story canvas. Again, it was like, why are we doing this? So products, this was the only bit I would say the criticism with the presentation was product story might be something that's just a bit too big to put in. I thought it was great that you sort of overviewed it briefly, and you did touch upon the key part, which is the transformation. I think it might be, it's probably my fault with the template. I think it might be a little bit too much to include. But saying that, you know, again, think about the context. If you're presenting this internally or maybe for, you know, another job interview in future, this is a great curiosity hook. Someone's going to go, oh, what is this? This looks really interesting. So it's a good talking point. It's a good way for you to control the conversation. So that's fine in a way that you touch upon it, because elsewhere you go into the key details, right? It's not a core part of what we're doing with the presentation. The vision was great. You've completely got the key lesson of week 1, 2, 3, which is, you know, we're about transformation, not improvement, right? It's about not just like get a bit better at finding jobs. No, independence rather than being stuck at home. Excellent. Go to objective 3. This is the only place you didn't talk about the key results. You mentioned the key results, but not what happened. So it's like 10% of landing page. What happened? Did that happen? You did do that in objective 4, which was great. Right? You talked through the results very clearly. But you know, I was like, okay, well, what was the actual key result in the end? If we move on to objective 4, the next slide. So great here, you stopped and talked about what the results were. This is great. I love the video. I think it's always more compelling having a prototype video than, you know, just some screenshots. If you go, sorry, next slide. Yeah, perfect. Here. Yeah, good explanations again. I felt the effort impact, you could probably have given an example. So again, it's the storytelling. So it's like, you know, having done, run these user tests, here are the themes that came out. For example, people weren't clear what the job offers, like what the key details were on a job offer page. So I would improve that, for example. Just sort of planting ideas in their mind. And, you know, it's clear again that there's a story that's been going through, that you're controlling the narrative. Like you know what you're doing. That's the message you want to give to your stakeholders. Right? Trust me, I know what I'm doing. I really know these users well. If we go finally to, on the landing page, actually, you know, great, visually awesome.
Which one?
Here, sorry, I meant the video.
Here, okay, the video.
Looks awesome. I think looks great. Again, small thing, maybe just explaining like why, you know, why are some things there? Right? Why is this the perfect solution for your audience? So for example, why is the location really important? You did talk about this at the end with booking a call and why that differentiated you and why you thought that was really valuable. Yeah. Again, just really explaining why with everything. Because again, we're trying to stay relatively high level and get buy-in. We're not passing on, you know, tickets to developers, right? Where we're getting quite technical and feature focused. It's really about why this on a high level is really important. Final two things, product market fit engine. Wasn't clear to me like how you got the feedback. So you said from the feedback, I just, you know, I saw these themes. What I didn't really know what the process was in terms of user testing, you know, testing out the prototype, running the product market fit engine. Question of time as well, obviously. There's only so much you can cover. Again, maybe it's a good curiosity hook, something someone would ask you about. But again, just storytelling, right? So it's like built the prototype, then we tested it, and here are the themes that came out. Simple as that. And final thing, roadmap, excellent. Both of these were very clear, and it was very clear to me why you'd done the prototype and then gone to step 1, right? You know, in practice, now that we sort of validated a bit further ahead, I would start with the Facebook group and then build up from there. So I thought that was excellent. And final comment, process, awesome. I love that you personalized it again, showed a theme throughout. You know, moving now into sort of general comments for you. A theme throughout the presentation, but also, you know, what I've seen from you over the last 8 to 10 weeks. Just a look, you know, really putting the work in firstly, but you get what we've been teaching. I think that's the key thing, right? I can tell that you've understood what are we doing, why is it important, and now you're getting the nuance, which is so important to product leadership, right? It's moving from, you know, when you're junior, which technically you are, you know, of reading a book and going, right, I'm going to build an MVP. It's easy to do. To get it right and understand the challenges and the nuances and sometimes the anti-patterns of these kind of things, that's difficult and that takes experience.
Yeah.
And I think you're rapidly growing as a product leader. Watching this, no one would know that you're in your first product role. Genuinely, I'm not just saying that to be nice. And I think that really comes from, a lot of persistence. I've seen you put the work in. The mindset stuff, I know you've been working with Ross. I saw on LinkedIn, like, you're doing other courses around that as well. That's so, key. That is the foundation. And, also in terms of specifically the offer is really compelling to me. I think it's a really strong offer. You've found a really acute problem space, which shows good strategic skills. It shows you're really getting customer insight, product strategy, these kind of you executed well, right? You got a good product market fit score already. So I think that was great. And as I said, if someone in your first role, the foundation is there 100%, and you're maturing quickly. It's just carrying on this process of continuous learning. So I think from my side, in terms of next steps, I think keep doing the mindset stuff. I think that's clearly, working. You're not shying away, right? You're stepping in, leaning in to whatever challenges you seem to be facing, which is awesome. Keep doing that. I think in terms of things to improve, just keep putting these frameworks into practice, right? Practice, 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 so that, in 6 months, a year's time, say if you did this again, I talked about that bridge, right? And really understanding what's the product market fit engine, why is that important? These kind of things on a really deep level, just going to come with applying them a couple more times. Yeah. Right? Which, I suspect you will do anyway. I'm not really worried about you not doing that, but I think that's it. Stick to these, again, there's that quote, I can't remember who it's from, around mastery comes from just improving on the simple things. So it's like using these frameworks, getting a lot better at them, continuously improving and iterating. And as long as you're doing that with the mindset stuff, then you're going to be in a really strong position, whatever role you find yourself in.
Yeah.
Any thoughts or sort of key learnings from your side?
Well, from my side, to be honest, I love the program. I think in 8 to 10 weeks, like, I learned a lot. I ran out of time in the last weeks, but then I managed to catch up again, and I'm really satisfied. I'm really extremely satisfied with what I've been working on. And I love the idea that I came up with, because I love people, and this niche, I love it particularly because it's, in the end, it's kind of like me, but in another place and some years ago. So yeah, I'm extremely happy, and I'm also thinking about moving forward with this and actually making it work.
Awesome. It's the best practice. Yeah. Because again, it all flows back into your day work as well. And there's no downside. If you keep building this out, you could look at, the Facebook group, do a no-code prototype, for example. These are all such good skills, for you, and it's all going to flow back into your day-to-day work as well. So there's just no downside of it.
No, exactly.
Awesome. Well, look, I think in terms of next steps, then keep me updated on this. As I said, with communities there, like, we're there. Keep, send something through if you want any feedback, particularly setting up community. Like, we're always happy to help, carry on helping them as well.
All right. Yeah, I'll definitely do that.
Awesome. Well, look, thanks a lot, Elena. Honestly, I was really happy with this. I think you're on a very good path. Simply keep doing what you're doing, really.
Yeah, this was extremely helpful.
Good. It's always nice to wrap everything up as well.
Yeah.
Package it together.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like so much more advanced than when I started. Like,
that's
first
great.
week, I was so scared. Like, I cannot come up with 20 problem ideas, and then actually it happened. Yeah. And now it seems like a lifetime ago.
Yeah. No,
now I have 40 problem ideas.
Yeah, it's exactly why, though, because you can push yourself a lot more than you think. I think that's also a big value of doing it yourself, is that if you don't do it, no one's going to do it.
Yeah.
Having that mindset, really an entrepreneurial mindset, is just super valuable, right, for anything you do in life. So I think it's great to see that you sort of stepped up to that, because some people don't, right? Some people do shy away from that and get intimidated. So I think it's great to see. Yeah, as I said, it's very clear to see like your maturity from 2-3 months ago to now. You know, you'd think you'd like senior product manager with 5 years experience doing this presentation, which is great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, look,
Okay.
we're on Slack, we're in the community. So anything you want feedback on, any questions, like do feel free to reach out.
Yeah, definitely. I'll ping you. And now I'm working on on the first iteration to the prototype. And probably next week or in 2 weeks, I'm gonna run new user testings.
Nice.
And let's see how that goes. But I'll give you a preview before showing.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, I'll definitely give you some feedback on that. Awesome.
Right.
Well, look, good luck and keep working on it.
Thank you.
Speak soon. Bye bye. Ciao, ciao.
Bye, Harry. Bye bye.